Hey guys, welcome back. Now, as you can see, guys, this is a pretty significant crack. It's not real small. However, I did just do a video on how to just patch a hole in your bathtub. If you haven't seen it and you just need to patch a small hole, I'm going to leave a link in the description, or you can just click the card above. But if you do have a large crack like this, then let's get into this, because the first thing you're going to want to do is grab a mask, because you don't want to be sanding on this without one. But all we're going to do is we're going to use some 80 grit sandpaper, and we're just going to knock off any loose debris or anything that may be there and just give a rough area for this epoxy to adhere to. And what I'm going to be using today is made by JB Weld. It's the Water Weld. It's the same thing that I used in the video when I did the small hole, but this one is special formulated. It will set up underwater if you need it to, but this can be used on your boat, your RV, your pipes. It has lots of uses. But all you want to do is just cut a little bit off, because we don't need the entire tube. But if you will examine this, it's two different colors. And what we want to do is we just want to keep kneading this together until it becomes one color. Now this will heat up in your hands just a little bit, and once it gets a little warm, you really want to think about using it. But this doesn't have to be pretty. The first coat, second coat, however many coats you have to put, it's just not going to be pretty. Right now, we just want to concentrate on trying to get as much as we can into this crack. Now, once you get your first coat on, it's going to look something like this. It's not going to be pretty, but that's okay. We're going to let this dry. It will start setting up within 30 minutes to an hour, but I'm going to let this dry overnight. Okay, now that this is dry, we're going to go ahead and hit this with some 80 grit sandpaper. It may take a little bit because it is on a little bit thick, but that's okay. Just be patient with this, guys, and just smooth it out. And as you can see, just after the first coat, we can still see the crack, but everything else is starting to smooth out. Now this crack is in a very fragile area because it just happens to run down the side of this nose that kind of slants over on the bathtub. So we just need to be patient, and we're going to build this area up and then sand it back down. So we're just going to repeat the process. And again, guys, this second coat, it's not going to be pretty either. I'm just going to tell you. All we're doing right here is we're just trying to build up any areas that may lie lower than they should. So we're just going to keep repeating this process until we can achieve that. And once this has had ample enough time to dry, we're going to go back in with our 80 grit sandpaper and just try to smooth it down. I cannot stress this enough, guys. Once you get this smooth and it looks smooth to the eyes, you really need to touch and feel it, because a lot of times, feeling is better than sight. So if there's some indentions or cracks or anything that you're not happy with, just be patient, refill it, and just repeat the process. Just like right here, I have a crack and an indention after sanding that kind of opened up, and I'm just not happy with it. So of course, I'm just going to be patient about this, but I'm going to go ahead, refill it, and sand it back down. I probably had to do this to this bathtub 4 or 5 times, but just have a little patience. Let it dry, sand it down, and then just see where you are. Now, once you have everything smoothed out, really feel it. Make sure there's no ridges or anything like that you can feel with your fingertips. And then let's go ahead and hit it with some 320 sandpaper. Now you can use 400, that would be ideal, but it's a little more expensive because you have to buy a bigger package. You can even use 220, but anything higher than 80 grit, and get over 200 if you can, because we're going to smooth this down almost like glass. And here you go, guys. This is our finished product, and I am completely satisfied with this. It is discolored, and I'm going to show you how to paint a bathtub very soon. I hope you guys enjoyed the video today, or maybe I at least saved you some money. If so, please smash that like button for me, and don't forget to subscribe. But when you do, don't forget to click that little bell.
That way, when I upload new videos, you'll be the first to know. This is Sherry saying you guys can do this easily. Thanks again, guys, for tuning into What the Fox. Until next time, take care.